David Milne is recognized as one of Canada's most original and influential 20th century artists. We are proud to highlight and represent for sale this beautiful early painting by David Milne titled Copake, Hillside. This work was painted more than 100 years ago in the year 1922 at a location just south of Boston Corners, New York. This was a famous painting location for the artist in his formative years, a period of painting and a group of works produced by the artist that has been celebrated by the Canadian art community and Canadian art collectors alike. This significant painting, Copake Hillside 1922, illustrates the facility of the artist at his heights. The very fine brushwork in this painting highlights the tight composition and magical colors that dance along the tree lines. The vivid colors that meander through the landscape boast beautiful hues of blues, purples, oranges, reds, greens, and yellows, establishing this painting as an uncharacteristically vibrant and sensitively handled early composition by the artist. David Milne's Copake Hillside offers the viewer the opportunity and delight in imagining the possibility of a very colorful winter landscape that is typically much more stark. Milne chooses his color values carefully for the blank spaces in this composition, using light gray, white, and dark gray as values in the ground of the painting. By doing this, the artist forces our attention on the more studied patterns in the other areas of the painting, ultimately creating a harmonious and vibrant composition. This oil on canvas, signed by the artist in the lower right-hand side of the canvas, and also titled and dated by the artist's hand November 10th, 22 in the upper left-hand side of the canvas. The painting is also signed and dated by the artist on the verso side on the upper horizontal stretcher. Signed David Milne, Copake Hillside, November 10th, 1922. This Milne painting has an incredible provenance and substantial history. Originally owned in a private Montreal collection and subsequently owned by Gallery Godard Lafort in Montreal in 1971. The painting was exhibited in a David Milne retrospective exhibition in 2001 at the Gallery Walter Klinkoff in Montreal. And now, our gallery has the honor of handling and offering for sale this significant painting by one of Canada's most iconic artists. This gorgeous painting by David Milne has been reproduced and well documented in the substantial 2-volume David Milne catalog raisonné, authored by the late Canadian art historian David Silcox. This raisonné is impressive for its in-depth and well-researched artist notes, descriptions, and details on so many of the artist's paintings throughout his career. The raisonné details the artist's thoughts and objectives in relation to painting. Copake Hillside is reproduced and described in detail as number 204-98 in this beautiful catalog raisonné. Born in Bruce County, Ontario in 1882, Milne spent the early years of his artistic career in New York, where Copake Hillside was painted. He was one of only 2 Canadians represented in the famous Armory Show of 1913. 5 of the artist's pieces were featured in this seminal show in New York, positioned alongside such titans as Matisse, Picasso, Braque, Leger, Dorian, Cézanne, and other notables. The 1913 show was held at New York City's 69th Regiment Armory on Lexington Avenue between 25th and 26th Streets. The exhibition was also known as the International Exhibition of Modern Art and was organized by the Association of American Painters and Sculptors. It was the first large exhibition of modern art in America. The show became an important event in the history of American art, introducing Americans to the experimental styles of the European avant-garde, including Fauvism and Cubism. Along with American painter Marsden Hartley, David Milne was on the leading edge of artists, bringing European modernism to North America. Milne's training and initial recognition took place in New York. In Canada, he was practically unknown until 1934 and did not receive the same attention as the Group of Seven, his contemporaries. Succeeding generations of artists have generally given him and Tom Thomson the highest acclaim among Canadian painters. David Milne is usually singled out by international curators and critics as our foremost painter. Clement Greenberg, the late American art critic, thought Milne was, with American painters John Marin and Marsden Hartley, among the three most important artists of his generation in North America. In New York, Milne studied at the Art Students League from 1903 to 1905, attending lectures by well-known American artists Robert Henry and William Merritt Chase, and visiting galleries such as the Durand Ruel, where he was mesmerized by the artist Monet, and Stieglitz Gallery 291, where Milne saw original works by Cézanne, Brancusi, and Matisse. David Milne also exhibited at the Panama Pacific Exposition in San Francisco in 1915, where he won a silver medal. He was often noted in the press, usually favorably, including the New York Times, and was considered one of the most talented of the young artists who were bringing modernist art to North America. For Milne, artistic creation was an intensely emotional activity, not a reflective or contemplative one. As he saw it, the artist's problem was that of expressing his inspiration in terms of line, color, and form with the utmost possible immediacy. In his work, therefore, there is a little place for the craftsman's sensuous manipulation of materials for their own sake, nor was there room for the sentimental or associative values of the representational painter. In his view, the inspiration which the painter received from the visible world around him had a shock value, and the images which he sought to create on paper or canvas must have the same kind of impact or compulsion. In David Milne's work, there is a deep-seated reverence for and preoccupation with nature in its more romantic aspects. It is obvious that he felt close to nature and to all created things. The story of Milne's life is a story of a lifelong search for the perfect painting place. For more information and details on this beautiful early New York period David Milne painting, please contact the gallery by email or alternatively by phone.